Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to talk about the 10 most important teams that you should be building right now in your roster, especially coming from an endgame player like myself. Having said that, we always like to focus on two big game modes because they do definitely bring in the most bang for buck and rewards, if you will. As well, on top of that, building these 10 teams are going to build a strong foundation so that way you're going to be well-rounded in the game, including all aspects of Marvel Strike Force, including Arena, raids, as well as having value in War, Cosmic Crucible, and even Dark Dimension to assist in unlocking some of those powerful mythic characters that you'll be needing as you progress in your Marvel Strike Force journey. Now, having said that, guys, I highly recommend raids and Arena because they are the two most important in terms of what you'll be getting. For example, Gear Tier 20 resources being generated from your daily raids. That's as part of your alliance activity, and power cores that are generated every single day from Arena, depending on how well you do too. Those two resources are very important right now in the game, especially to maximize the output of what you can get from building these characters up. So I'm going to have emphasis on the raid and Arena teams, but keep in mind when you build these up, guys, they're going to make and give your roster a strong starting point, so that way you're going to be able to use these teams in other game modes outside of what they specialize in. Without further ado, let's get started, guys. Let's talk about some of the raid teams because recently there's been 2 new raid teams added into the game, so that way we have to be very mindful. Thankfully, these top 10 teams don't typically change too often in the game. Usually I try to make this update once a month, so usually it's plus minus of a single team. But recently we got 2 new teams that got announced, right? Hellfire Club, and as well as the Insidious 6, synergizing with Sinister 6 and Superior. So we have to be mindful of that. So let's talk about what's relevant right now. First and foremost, for future raids going forward for the tech section, we're going to have this opportunity to still build up Orcus. But remember, they are faded now because of the new Insidious 6 team that's been added to the game. So we don't see the 3 new members yet, which is Hobgoblin, Scorpion, as well as Superior Spider-Man. But I put the Sinister 6, Superior 6 characters here as a placeholder. So if you guys are watching this, I would, be very cautious on investing in your Orcus team now. Although they do have value in Dark Dimension and even actually Age of X for Xavier's Unlock, whether or not you want to be bringing some of these characters to Gear Tier 20 like I did with Sentinel, Nimrod, and Lady Deathstrike, that might hold you back because remember, the newest teams are usually the best teams in the game, and this Insidious 6 team looks absolutely sick to add into our roster. So they're planning to be added in the coming weeks, or guys, so I would just balance what you want to invest in right now. Tech is kind of an interesting section, especially since we need to see how the Annihilation rates look as well. For the Mystic section, we do actually have Night Stalkers here, and the reason I actually don't have some of my characters too built up is because you actually only need Blade and Oath to carry the Chaotic Storm. Now that Annihilation raids require the full 5-piece of Night Stalkers, I definitely got to bring them in, but they are the go-to option right now for the Mystic section, and they're a really good War and Crucible team as well, guys. So you get value there. Remember, Blade and Oath, they're also really good options for Age of X and Dark Dimension. If that's something that you guys are also interested in, obviously pushing high, you know that those two are really good investments. Blade especially has been effective in all the Danger Rooms that have been released. Absolutely love them. For the Bio section of raids, we do have Thunderbolts at UC, and thankfully they are one of the newer raid teams prior to the new ones that got announced, so they're going to have a bit of staying value here. And this is what's able to get the job done, guys. As you can see, we don't necessarily need all of them at Gear Tier 20. However, we need to see how they're going to be doing in the newest raids coming. So the current levels that you see right now can actually get all of the highest levels of Chaotic Storm raids done, and thankfully they're really good actually outside of raids as well, depending on what you want to do with them. And I have some decent luck in War. It just depends on the matchups and whatnot too. My goodness, Vigilante, without question, one of the newest and best teams that have been released to date, and thankfully too, you actually need 3 out of the 5 members for actually the Age of X city section because of their synergies and bonuses that they get. So Hitmonkey, Daredevil, Modern, Silver Sable were my upgrades, and highly recommend them, guys. But they're also required every single day for skill raids, so you're just going to be getting dividends across the board. You can also use them in Old Man Logan Trials, and a couple of characters can also be used for Shadow King as well. Just value across the board. There's been a couple of Fallen Dimension events that's also required Vigilante, so I can't say enough good things about them. They're definitely one of the highest priority in my honest opinion, and especially since they got great value in raids as well. Mutant section. So this is another kind of touchy point right here, guys, as this is the newest team that's been announced, being the Hellfire Club. Because I don't have the members unlocked yet, that's why you actually only see Emma Frost and Madeline Pryor here listed. But Prior to them, the Extreme X-Men was the go-to option here for the mutant section of raids. In place, of course, I have Old Man Logan being one of the best mutants and legendary characters in the game. He was a perfect piece. But now that we're pivoting over to these new Annihilation raids, Old Man Logan will no longer be usable in that state. And for that reason, guys, it just makes sense to pour all your resources into Hellfire Club, as they're going to be required for these new raids going forward anyway. So it doesn't make sense to really build up the Extreme X-Men anymore, guys. We got obviously we know that their expiration is here, and with these new teams announced, this is a great time to take a step back away from them. Jean Grey is also slotted in here, guys, by the way, because of her being part of a mutant character, but she's not part of the original Extreme X-Men. This was just a team that I'm using as a safe squad here for my daily raids. We do have the Alpha Flight still required for Spotlight raids, guys, so just be cautious of investing on this team. As you can see, I tried to do the bare minimum, what can get me through the highest level, but they're also the next team on the way out, so that's why I caution you guys, just be watchful in the future here. We'll see what announcements is going to come that's going to replace this, but Alpha Flight has definitely overstayed its welcome now, and also likely to be very replaceable very soon, as we'll likely see in the coming months here. Okay, Uncanny Avengers also required for the Spotlight raids, guys, so make sure you're using these characters. They have great synergies in War and Crucible as well, depending on that mixture there of the Immortal X-Men as well as Mighty Avengers, so absolutely love it. They're still required for Spotlight, so got to build them up. And thankfully, Jean Grey, she was a great option for me when I brought her into Age of X for the Global Hero section. Her synergies with Liberty was absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend, guys. And as you can see, we have Falcon and Hercules also built up a little bit higher than Storm and Beast, but all of them are really good and they get the job done. I can sim all the nodes quite easily. We have on this list the only team that's actually specialized here for Battle World being the Astral team, and my goodness, they're phenomenal in Crucible, phenomenal in War. But remember, when we do have these Battle Worlds returning, they're the only team that can basically fight against Battle World bonuses right now, so really good, especially Shadow King, one of the best legendaries as well. We have Emma Frost also having value across the board in different game modes, including Arena, and I also personally brought her into my Global Hero section as well for Xavier's Unlock, so you can see we're getting quite a bit of value there. Moondragon as well as Ancient One, you don't need to build them as high, but if you want to just min-max this team like myself, this is a great recommendation, but they still get quite a bit done in the game. And actually a few of these characters can be even used in Dark Dimensions as well, especially given how cheap Doctor Strange is. Cabal, this is an interesting one, guys. So this is one of the older teams actually on this list, but the reason they're on here, guys, is they're a beautiful blend of biotech and as well as mutant traits being utilized in the game. They can have value in Age of X, Dark Dimension, Cosmic Crucible. They can be used in 2 legendary trials in both Old Man Logan and Shadow King. Just value across the board. For that reason, they're just going to give you a lot for what you're investing in, especially 3 characters that can do a lot for you. So that's why they're on this list. They've been on this list for quite a while. It's going to be hard for me to see them get off this unless there's another team that kind of replaces what they do, but just their versatility and their usage, and to this day, I could probably still push them up all the way to the max, but I am a little hesitant because of obviously the stat creep, and if there's future upgrades coming, that'd be awesome to see. And then last but not least, guys, without question, one of the most powerful teams in the game, one of the newest teams that's been recently added, without any kind of second question here, is the Fantastic Four MCU team. I mean, they're generating the majority of my power cores. I am easily in the top 3 now every single day because of the 3-piece of Mr. Fantastic, Franklin Richards, as well as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. Their synergies with Professor Xavier has been absolutely broken for me. Guys, the reason I have the Thing and Human Torch here shown at their levels is because I do want to point out, obviously I like to build up teams for what they can bring, and for me, I don't necessarily use this full team in different game modes because the 3-piece is just so strong with different theory-crafted teams in both War and Crucible, and also you won't be using Thing or Human Torch in Arena unless in select situations. So for that reason, if you guys are like myself, free to play and just trying to min-max resources, I am personally just putting them on the bench right now as I don't need them for anything in the meantime, but this 3-piece is absolutely phenomenal, super fun to play, and definitely will be part of the meta for quite some time, guys. So there it is, guys. The top 10 teams right now that's going to give you maximal value to invest in right now. If you need a starting point, it's going to allow you as a newer player to focus in on these teams to unlock the most content and as well be able to build a strong foundation as you progress to mid game, or maybe you're in mid game entering that early end game stage. This is a perfect way to balance that out and provide utmost success as you progress. Do let me know what you guys think in comments below. If I missed any specific team or anything I should have been included here. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.